Hi, and good afternoon, good morning to all of you. Myself, Kinjal Vora. I am marketing head at Drona HQ, and I would like to extend a warm welcome to each of you, our dynamic divas out here on this Women's Day, to come and share with us a journey that you have been through in the technology industry. Thank you for gracefully accepting my invitation, and come here and share with all the young women who out there who aim and plan to have a career in tech. So looking forward to hear from all of you. We have a very fantastic panel and a very widespread, diverse panel today with us. Trupti Purandare. Trupti, she is the head infrastructure and CISO at Godrej Housing Finance. And before that she was a part of the senior manager information systems BPCL. She has 15 years of experience in enterprise IT solution design, SAP landscape management, digitization, infrastructure modernization, project management, stakeholder and vendor management, capacity planning, budgeting, and business continuity planning. Being a technology expert and having experience of working closely with businesses, she has performed the role of business analyst in multiple enterprise scale projects. She sees patterns where others simply see complexity. She believes that work must be meaningful and it must matter to you. It will matter only if you give chance to live out your own values. Hi Trupti, welcome to the interesting panel. How are you doing today? Very good
Thank you.
afternoon.
Yeah, very good afternoon. And thank you so much, Kinjal, for inviting me. All of us, we are all from so different backgrounds, and it's kind of making it very interesting. And I'm extremely happy to be part of it.
Thank you so much. Very warm welcome. Let's start with you, Trupti, for do share with us your journey so far, how you have been with BPCL Bharat Petroleum for more than 15 years now, kind of accomplishments that you achieved there, the projects that you took, and what are you currently doing?
Actually, the journey started with, as in, I always wanted to be a computer engineer. So soon after school and maybe 12th standard, it was inevitable that I would go to engineering. So did my engineering. After that, through campus recruitment, I got into Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited. So that time it was kind of a norm that people would go for hardcore tech industries like Infosys, TCS, or there were many other options available. But somehow I landed up into hardcore manufacturing industry, oil and gas, and the journey has been interesting because then the number of women in that sector were pretty less, and we were one of these very few ones, and I used to work for a refinery, as in Mumbai refinery. So it was completely a different environment, right from soon after college getting into that setup. But what I like the most about that is the role was not just limited to technology. The role was not just limited to fine tuning or working on technology day in and day out, but it was about solving problems. So uh, there were various problems which were faced by maybe a maintenance section, or maybe operations, maybe finance, maybe contracts, procurement and contracts. So me, even though having specialization in technology, could interact with each and every part of the business, and that's what I enjoyed the most. And maybe that's what it kind of I enjoyed it so much that I ended up being there for a very long time. And I owe a lot to Bharat Petroleum for helping me build my career there. Because as I told you, it's more than 10,000 employees all across India, uh, right from rural to the metro cities. As in, it's like you have humongous opportunity to learn, uh, a lot of exposure, and that's what I enjoyed the most. Uh, I learned a lot and did a lot of what do you call, apart from career. worked a lot on core, worked a lot on what I eventually want from my work life mixture, as in slowly, the boundaries of work and life became as blur. And then you kind of really look into it, that what next now. So thought of bringing in the change, especially in the career front, because I thought that I was ready to take a plunge. So then I recently have got into another organization, which is Godrej Housing Finance. So I'm heading infrastructure there, and also playing a role of CISO. Uh, so whatever I learned for the past 16 years, it's time for me to practice here. It's time for me to mentor people. It's time for me to strategize on technology rather than worrying about which technology. It's more important what business wants rather than which technology. So the journey has been more from technology towards business now. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey.
Nice. Good to hear you probably started with a lot of technology and over the period of years evolved into understanding and enabling businesses with technology. Trupti, your career in tech requires a constant learning, I guess, and especially when I see your career, you have been learning a lot from field as well and implementing it with enabling it with technology. What is your take on what kind of resources have helped you in your journey so far? How do you keep yourself abreast with what is happening and towards a career role in a infrastructure head or a CISO, how somebody who is planning to go or who loves to go into something like that should aim for?
Um, to be very frank, Kinjal, it's not something that I planned. Now that the place that I am in, I will not say that I had planned for it, or I had that as a goal, or it was a target. No, not really. It's something which is, I think, uh, your position or your success is just a end result of something that you do, and that something matters. So whoever is going to, whoever wants to be something in life, or the young girls, or the girls who are studying now and want to do something big in life, what I will say is this, that the way typically we Indians, the way we are brought up, our childhood, or even our very important years, which are like when we are in college, those are like really important years for a person to develop the individuality or the personality, right from school. But as you grow into college and all, that becomes much more evident in you, as in you actually shape up your personality. And I feel that we give a lot of importance to what we want to do in future, how the future is going to look like, where I want to be, how much I want, so and so thing. What my advice to all the people who are in that stage is, stop thinking about future. I think one should give a lot of attention to what their core is, what their attitude is, or what their strengths are. I think that is the base of, that is the pillar of, what you are going to be 20 years hence. So I never prepared for being a leader, or I never prepared to be, heading a team or something like that. I think what I focused mainly on was, identifying who I am. uh, Back then we didn't really have good tools to understand that. Now we have even tools, digital tools, to understand what you are. We feel that we are strong in certain domain, but in reality, that's what is your perception. But one should have a good feedback system in life, where you actually know, maybe through your mentors, or maybe through your close family, through your friend circle, or if one is open to the feedback, one understands, that where you really good, where you are really good. uh, so in my career, in the later stage though, I started finding that, what are those areas of strengths that I possess. So my personal favorite is Gallup Clifton Strengths. It's my favorite. It doesn't necessarily have to be favorite of others, but there are these tools and technologies available. Try and understand, what you are, what is your powers, what are your powers, and what is your strength. And I think with that self-awareness, what is there in your hand is good choosing. I think like when while selection of a college or while selection of a company, selection of a role, selection of projects, selection of technology, there are always these Y junctions, T junctions. There are always three forks, four forks, and you got to choose, right? And the more self-aware you are, the better the choosing is, and the better the choosing is, the you actually then reach more towards what you want to be. So even though it sounds very generalist kind of a answer, but uh, I apply that logic everywhere, to be very frank. So it's that simple for me.
Mentor or role model that you followed?
Oh, I have many actually. During my entire career, what I've consciously done is keeping my eyes and ears open. And so there was not this one person or one individual who has mentored me. Um, uh, I feel that there are certain instances when mentor chooses you, and there are certain instances when mentees choose the mentor. So I think in my case, it has always been mentees choosing mentors. So I have done it a lot. I get drawn to people. I get drawn to people's characteristics, and when I feel that there is a lot to learn from so and so individual, so it can be maybe my superior, it can be a vendor stakeholder, it can be my subordinate, it can be somebody at home, it can be anywhere, as in it can be someone whom I've just met over maybe travel, during the travel. So I have been extremely cautious in keeping my eyes and ears open towards all the mentors that I had in my life. Yes, I depended a lot on books. I depended a lot on tech talks. I depended a lot on such kind of resources to get the mentorship. Uh, so yes, so I do consider all these resources and all these people as my mentor. But specifically, a mentor who actually chose me for my first job. From that person, I really, really have learned a lot. As in, I really consider that's Mr. Agarwal. So who was the one, who recruited me for my first job. And somebody to get recruited in the first job, you as in you don't have any know-how of what you are going to be in that
Any
place.
place be molded, right?
Exactly. So it's all about what your attitude is. It's all about what you are as a personality. And rather than uh, what's important is not that what you know at that point of time, but what you are capable of.
Right.
So even today, when I keep myself updated with the latest trends and technologies, uh, but to be very frank, I never depend on that knowledge, because I don't think that gathering that a skill set and gathering that knowledge on a 24/7 basis can really is a sustainable way. So what I generally go for is having the right set of people around who are kind of guiding you for a certain set of problems, as in to achieve your short term and long term strategic goals. So I
Right.
don't depend solely on what I know. I make a point to rope in 10 different people from 10 different industries, and just help me. I am looking out for something like this. I feel this is right. What is your perspective on that? And I constantly try and learn from that. So
Open
it
to
may not be,
asking for
yeah.
help. What about you, Shweta?
I ask for help like every now and then. I depend on that.
Have you noticed a lack of women in senior leadership roles in the tech teams? What is your take on it?
Certainly, that's a fact that we can't deny. That's how all across it seems like that. And yeah. the leadership is at the moment not that much. It's because it has to be a part of the culture of a particular organization. And to make it as part of a culture, there has to be a lot of efforts, and it has to be made as in there has to be a lot of drive towards that the agenda at the organizational level. And when it is part of the agenda at the organizational level, yes, we will see the rise. And I think we can see that shift these days, the way, the diversity drives are being run by multiple organizations, and it's a conscious effort from their part. And with all of this, I think things will change in days to come. I'm also, it's not just on the part of organizations, but I'm also seeing a lot of women in the industry having the change in their mindsets also. So maybe earlier we were too conservative, and sometimes we have that habit of, especially the women have the habit of crossing the bridge before we come to it. But I think now we are becoming more and more adventurous in that. So there is no need to, take a backseat when it's not required. As in, let's go ahead and see, how the life is unfolding, and you just got to take those chances. And I think these days we are doing that. We are taking those chances. In all this, the support of the family also is a must, and not the cultural change, not at the organizational level, but also at your, the family front matters. And uh, I can proudly say that I come from one of those families having that kind of a culture. Where it was, even though sometimes it has happened that I by choice have taken a back seat, and I felt that I think it's safer to do that. It's better to do that for the time being. But your family knows you, your colleagues know you, and they know what potential you have. You yourself know, but sometimes you need those people around you to push you, to push you out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I think with all of these efforts from all the angles, from self, from organization, at the family front, I think the situation is improving. I can really see that, as in the way things are changing. But at the moment, yes, I will say that it is less. Uh,
Yeah.
as
Because
in, at the maybe at the bottom of the pyramid, it's easier to implement it. But as you rise at towards the apex of the pyramid, it again you see that drop. To be very frank, so uh, a different kind of push is required for that. Yeah.
any any piece of advice for the young women, Trupti, that you would like to add? What Shruti has correctly identified, that as a society we need to be more inclusive and be a part of the whole. Make us, each and everyone should feel like a part of a whole. And what do you think? Any last piece of advice is that you would like to add?
I feel that not just we women, but everybody in career, at home, everywhere, we need help. Because to have a successful career, to have a successful life, it's an entire show to manage. So it's not something that, you are a solo performer always. It doesn't happen like that. To have enjoyable, as in one can, enjoy one can enjoy that the focus on you, or another person can enjoy the beauty of the entire show. So to have that beauty, a beautiful show in professional life or in your personal life, it's an entire orchestra, so it's not just you. So learn to play all the instruments, learn to take everybody along, take help wherever required. You as a person need support in all aspects, so please don't be shy in taking the support. Ask for help. And because without support you can't do it. Because everybody is the way of coping for stress, the mechanism of handling things, or multiple deadlines together, or decision anxiety on a day-to-day basis. So it, be it strategic decision or something like what to cook for breakfast or lunch or dinner, all sorts of anxieties we go through on a daily basis. So to be successful at anything, eventually success is something, you're feeling happy about something. So I'm not going to measure it in terms of maybe fame, money, position, as in so success, the terminology success means that you are happy doing something that you are. So for that, there is a huge amount of emotional intelligence that one is supposed to have. So that's my advice to people. Work on that emotional intelligence, because the 70-80% of the failure that one feels, that if I feel that I've failed in something, if I feel that I'm not able to really contribute to my role, if I feel that I've not been looked at as a good leader, 80% of the issue lies in here. Actually, it's all about what you are engineering your mindset, how you are, emotionally evolved to deal with people. Because most of the times we feel unhappy, we are not able to cope up to the multiple responsibilities and the juggling priorities, is because um, you have not balanced yourself. A lot of work has to go in balancing yourself. So that's my advice to the young women, because we get overwhelmed very fast. We feel that the onus lies on me. If I don't do something, the world is going to collapse or the sky is going to fall. It's just not that. The world is going to perfectly run without you. So even in any career, I feel that if one wants to have a good career in the leadership role, or one wants to have a good career in technology, I think one should be very comfortable in withdrawing, as in being invisible. I think I need to explain it a bit here. The thing is that the more minimalism, the more easiness, the more fluid your solutions are, the more convenience that you put forth in your solutions, the better the chances of success. So let's not focus on what you feel, what you want to say, what you want. One needs to be taking a step back and giving more focus to the larger goal. According to me, that's the key to success. Please stop giving unnecessary importance to yourself. Focus on what is the goal. That's what I feel takes you to success faster. As it will take, if you're trying to grab the limelight, it doesn't help in the long run.
On that concluding note, what we agree, technology isn't scary. We all started with being a programmer or a non-programmer, software engineer, developer, and we have evolved into a business, into a leadership roles, or into roles where we are enabling businesses and solving day-to-day problems with technology. Being a woman in tech do not have to be confined by those definitions or profiles of technology. You can grow, evolve, and learn from the business aspect as well. To have a successful and satisfying career, I think the prerequisites are eagerness to solve problems and have a confident headspace. Just pick up those opportunities, try and gain things, pull up your socks, do your decisions every day, have the grit to follow it. And knowing the critical business pain areas and solving it with computational thinking are the just key elements that will help women have their journey through a tech industry or a tech career. And that's exactly the message that Drona HQ is giving. Coding or no coding, achieve digital solutions for your organization at speed. I think that's the end of, I'll wrap it up, end of a wonderful panel. I think we took way too much time for your discussion, and I would love to thank you once again for coming up, sharing your experiences, sharing your profound knowledge that you have gained over years. Thank you so much.